Hi all, this is Joan, Director of Education and Visitor Engagement at the Westmoreland Museum of American Art, and I'm here today to share another of the artworks from our collection with you. Today we're going to look at a self-portrait by an artist named Mary Regensburg Feist. She painted this in 1937 when she was 23 years old. Let's take a look together, shall we? Take a moment to look at all of the details in the painting and to consider the choices that Mary made in representing herself. Think about what Mary is trying to tell us about herself in these choices. You might notice that the painting has a lot of pattern in it and a lot of color. Take a look at Mary's dress and the pattern on that. Even in the details of her hat and the details of her skin. There's an awful lot of pattern and color going on throughout this painting. I look at this and I feel like Mary is probably somebody who was a lot of fun to hang out with. It looks like she had a very playful personality, a little bit of a quirky disposition, and somebody who I think probably had a very strong independent streak. All of which I think is exemplified in her choices in this. Take a look at the way Mary has outlined her face, her arms, her hands, and even her nose. She has elected to use an orange outline to delineate all of these features, as if she's drawing. Mary actually, in fact, said that she felt like painting was drawing with color. Take a look at the way she's applied the paint to her face. Rather than blend everything, she's used lines to draw those details in. If you look at her cheeks, you can see that. If you look at her neck, you can see that she's used a similar technique, but she's also done something a little different. She's gone back in with a palette knife to scratch out some of that paint. Now take a look at her hat. If you look at the black in the hat, it looks like the paint was applied thickly in a technique called impasto. And then it looks like she applied the same technique that she did on her neck, going back in with a clean palette knife to scratch out a design. Take a look at the details in the portrait around Mary. What do you think she's doing? What do you think that frame is around her? Take a look at the details behind the frame and within the frame. It's the same pattern you're seeing. You might have guessed Mary's looking in a mirror. It looks like Mary's getting ready to head out. The fact that she's wearing a hat would suggest she's heading out somewhere. She's also wearing something else that might suggest heading outdoors, maybe somewhere special. Maybe she's meeting some friends for tea and to have a laugh together. What's that she's wearing around her neck? If you look closely, that's right, it's an animal. Well done if you guessed that. Now in the 1930s, animals like this were a fun fashion statement that a lot of women liked to wear. These little animals were called stoles, and instead of wearing a full fur coat, a woman would often just wear one of these as a little fashionable detail. In most cases, these little stoles still came with their paws attached as well, and the tail. And the mouth sometimes had a little clip on it so that the animal could look like it was biting its tail like this. This was a way of keeping the stole in place when you were outdoors. I want to thank you for joining me today in looking at this little artwork. And today I would like to dedicate my presentation to all of the artists out there who at this difficult time are trying to maintain their creative spirits and to continue creating art for us despite all of the difficulties and hardships right now. I look forward to talking to you again next week about another artwork. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.